Hey guys, it's Trisha, the left-handed stitcher. I'm here to do a monthly update. Yay! I finally, kind of getting into the groove of doing a monthly kind of an update, so hopefully I can keep going with it. It's been a rough week, so my brain is a little scattered. Yeah, there's the word I was looking for. I have some notes, so it might go okay. We'll see. I'm tired. I'm really tired, but I wanted to do this today. Because if I don't, then who knows if I will actually get to it. So, for the month of August, because today is the 1st of September 2020, the month of August, I worked on 12 projects. I have 2 new starts. One is no longer a whip, but we will talk about it when we get to it. And I have 2 finishes to show you today. So let's just get right into it. Finishes go first. This is my Satsuma Street Sunshine. This is a free pattern on her website. This was started back when we were doing, I think it was Cross Stitch is Fun. For one of the prompts, it was a Satsuma Street stitch along, and so I did this one, and it's really pretty, really pretty. This is stitched on, I don't think I wrote it down on here. I hadn't gotten into the habit of writing the fabric on the margin like I do these days. So I can only guess at this point. I know it's an Ada. I believe it's a 16 count. And it's just a random piece that I had in my stash. I have I bought a few of the, they're not the tubes, they're the clear plastic or square tubes that I think Charles Craft comes in, or used to. I bought a bunch of them when a Joann's was going on a sale. I was TDY to Biloxi at the time, so that tells me how long ago that was. So I've had this fabric for quite a while, but it's a fun little stitch. It's all DMC. I used all the called for colors, and it's a sweet. My mother-in-law said that she really likes it, so I have to decide how to finish it. If I can find a round frame for it, maybe I'll do that, or I'll make it into some sort of flat fold. But we'll see. Okay, so there's the first one, and the second one is small yet big. Okay, you go back there. Okay, so this is Ellen Marastro Flowers of the Month series. I frogged and I restitched this border on this very first block of the whole series because I don't know if I mentioned it. Can you tell? Those wonky looking stitches that are in there? I used, somebody had mentioned a trick of counting by stitching, crossing every 10th stitch as you go across, and it worked really well as far as keeping count, but it left some pretty wonky stitches. So I decided, I had decided that once I finished the whole thing, I would look at it again and decide if I needed to restitch it, and I decided yes. So I frogged that border out and I stitched it. So this was actually one, again, the prompts that I use for these things. Sunshine was something with sun or sunshine in it. Kind of a obvious thing for me to choose. And gotta find my notes for this one. So this one was week 3. It was stitch on your newest whip, and since I had just frogged the border, this had become my newest new start, yeah. Since I had started recording each month separately in my stitchy tracker, when December finished, that got taken off. Well, then when I went to redo the border on January, I had to put it back on. So it was a new whip at that point. I am just showing you this block today because I haven't had a chance to iron it. I wanna wash it and then iron it, and I'm thinking I'm figuring out how I want to FFO it. I might wait until it's FFO'd to show you the whole thing. We'll see. Alright, so that was finish number 2. I'm sad that it's over because those are such fun patterns to stitch. I might pick a couple of them and redo them as individual little things. They're great for gifts. You know, that would be, yep. So, and they're free patterns. So that's just one of those ones that I am so glad that I saw it on somebody's YouTube video, and I decided to join the stitch along that was going on. So, okay, so let's get onto all the whips. Alright, so the first one is my Loki, as I have named him, my Etsy owl pattern. And as you can see, he is so close. Look at that. Just, so close. He got a bit of love. So for week 1, I stitched on him for the sister that was named Hazel, because she liked to do graveyard rubbings, and I said he was sitting on a tree that bordered the cemetery and watched her while she was doing the rubbings. And then week 4, I got some more stitches in him for a night scene. What's more of a night scene than an owl? And of course, for the extra credit, we had to spell out the name Mother Gothel for, you know, Tangled's the mother. That's her name. So this got O for owl and E for eye. Pretty easy things to pick out from this pattern. So that's him. He is so close. I mean, still, it's a good number of stitches still left, but overall, it's so darn close. He is going to get finished this year. He will. And he does lend himself to quite a few patterns, quite a few prompts. So I find plenty of opportunity to stitch on him. Alright, so the next one in the lineup is my Fox and Friend by Teresa Kogut, and this was stitched on because the Ellen Marastro, the border, was only 488 stitches and I needed 500. So my second newest whip was this, and this got 12 stitches. So almost not worth showing, but hey, he is just too adorable. So, this is a pattern that I am absolutely loving. Alright, I'm not gonna do any you know, project bag thingies or, you know, whatnots, because I'm tired. I want to do this semi-quickly, because, like I said, if I don't do it tonight, it might not get done. Alright, so let's do this one next. This is my Kingdom of Books. And if I have the pattern in with my project, which I have been kind of starting to do more and more, I'll pull it out. So this is what this project will look like eventually. It's a big one. And this is how far I have gotten. So this guy has gotten some stitches for the extra credit. There was L for leaves, because behind the gate there's some shrubs, so there's leaves there. And then week 1 was for the Sister Gothel, because she loves books, and Kingdom of Books, pretty obvious. Week 2 for stone or bricks, and the walkway in front of all the books and books/houses. I would gather that it's probably brick or some sort of stonework. Week 3, something that I wouldn't want stolen, and my books, of course. You know, I value my books, so I wouldn't want them stolen. And for week 4, it had to have a minimum of 8 parts or pages, and the pattern, when you fold it out, actually has 10 pages for this. So that's how far I've gotten. This one is a fun stitch. It's fun, and I'm excited to see it as it progresses. I mean, it's confetti-ish, you know, but because they do a lot of color changes, you get a good depth to it. So it's some good pattern. I like it. And it, again, one of those ones that just lends itself to so many prompts. It's got a prompt this week that it'll get some stitches. Okay, I need to remember, I need to go this way with them, because that's where the empty box is. Okay, so the next one is my herding cats. So this one got one more kitty. Instead of moving the fabric over, I just went down one, and I'm gonna work back across. Literally, this is just the most random thing ever. I picked the color, the floss color randomly, and I'm just gonna arrange them however is most convenient to me at the time. But they're another little kitty. And this was, the movie this past month was Tangled. So cute. I'm glad I found a reason to use that, you know, little project that I started for Floss Bingo. It's perfect for the watch and stitches. Alright, so the next one is... yes. The next one is Mick Christmas. He got love. Okay. Let's get some thread a little bit out of the way. Booyah! Here we go. Look at that. I mean, granted, there's still a crap ton of stitches in that hat, but, and I'm not even, ooh, let's see, do I have a picture? I think I do. One moment. There we go. There he is. I'm not even down to that heart yet, so I'm probably right about there. So, but he got stitches for the extra credit. So M for mustache, H for heart, G for gnome, and T for tartan, because tartan pattern on him. So I enjoyed, I love the fact that I could get some good stitching on him, get some good progress. And he also got some love on week 1 for the Sister Primrose, because she likes to decorate the forest with hearts and ribbons. And, well, A, he has a heart on his hat, and B, he's a gnome. He lives in the woods. So there he is. I love it when I pick I pick projects that just make me smile, you know. Something about them just speaks to me. I love it. Alright. The next one, another one that's been around for a little while. Back when we were early on in the Harry Potter iteration of magical stitches. And this is my Roon Trio. This is how far I gotten. So 2 of the runes are done, and I'm working on the last one, and we are so close. The prompt that it was used for, let me get it, was week 4, my last touched whip, and this was the one that hadn't been touched yet in 2020. So now I have touched all of my whips that I came into 2020 with. So once I finish the stitches on it, let's see, I figured out I have 59 stitches left for a finish on this. So the next time something comes up that gives me a good reason to pick that one is when that one will get finished. So, they're starting to slide. Let's get them all. Alright, so the next one is another oldie, is my Splish Splash. This one got some love in week 4 for a project that had water in it. Pretty obvious. So here's where I'm at. Got a good bit done. So this one is also close. I figured out I have 140 stitches left before this one is finished. So again, when the right prompt comes along, that's when it'll get finished. Alright, so the next one, ooh, yes, this one. This is Winter House. Brain fart. By Tiny Modernist. Okay, I don't have the photo with me. I'll have to remedy that for the next time. But this is how far I've gotten. So, good bit of progress. So this one saw love for the extra credit. It got T for tree, R for roof, O for ornaments, because there's ornaments on that wreath right there, H for house, and E for evergreen. 2 pine trees on the side. And then on week 4 it got some love because I needed a project with a flower pot in it, and those are flower pots right there. So good stitches on this one. Alright. And you guys know I generally don't do houses, but this one spoke to me. I think it was the color palette that it used and just the overall composition of the piece. I saw it at StitchCon and I had to get it, so. Alright, so let's do the new start that's no longer a whip. Okay, so I needed, where is it? In week 2, I needed a project with transportation in it, and I didn't have anything. So I looked through my patterns and I pulled out one that I have been wanting so much to stitch. It is a Mystic Stitch pattern called Vermilion Canal. I should have the original pattern in here. Or not. Give me a moment. Alright, here it is. here is what it will look like. And of course, as you can see, gondola, so that would be transportation. And I love this pattern. Love this scene. So, needless to say, I will stitch it. It will get stitched. Just not in this one. Okay, so this is my start on it. This was 1,000 stitches that I needed for this prompt. And it was enough for me to decide I'm not going to do it on this fabric. This is 25 count, easy guide, and I'm doing 1/1 stitches. Let's see if I can get it close enough. I don't know if you can see that. If the camera is picking it up, I can see so much white space in those stitches. You know, even at a distance, I can see them. So I've decided it will not get stitched on this fabric. I've ordered other fabric. I'm going to try a different count. I'm just going to try different counts of fabric until I find what works for me. Maybe, and also, maybe it's the easy guide. I love the fact that it's pre-gridded, but I see other people stitching on 25 count, 1/1 full cross, and it looks beautiful. It's just the coverage is awesome. I think maybe it's just this fabric. But, you know, I figure you gotta try, and if it doesn't work out, then you figure out what you need to change. So I'm pretty sure it's the fabric. So I need to do some test stitching on different fabrics to figure out my happy place for doing this pattern. But it's a big one. Let's see if I can figure out the count on it. 200 stitches wide by 399 stitches high. So it's a big one. And I mean, the fact that I can already see some, you know, variation, because right there you started getting into a window, is nice. But I did not enjoy stitching these 1,000 stitches. So I want to enjoy stitching this. So this is a new start for last month, but it is an abandoned project at this point. It will be restarted. It's going to take me a little while to find the right combination of stitching method and fabric. And this right here is not even, this is a drop in the bucket of the colors. I had to use a full photo box to hold all the colors for this project. So those were just the ones that occurred in those first 3 columns. So there we go. There's my new start and abandoned, but not abandoned forever. Okay, so here's my last whip, or my last thing to show you, because this is my new start. I needed week 4. I needed something with a duck in it, and I didn't have anything with a duck in my whip pile. So let's see if we can do this without glare. I pulled out Silver Creek samplers Through the Storms because it has 2 ducks right there, and I love this. I bought this, I think, in New Jersey. Not entirely certain, but one of my retreats last year I bought it and did it. So here we are. Oh, These lights are really washing out this fabric. You can actually see the ducks. The white on this fabric is working pretty well in real life, so that's doing pretty good right there. So there's my duck, almost with the other duck. I have 2 floss colors I don't currently have. One's on order from 123 Stitch, and the other one is out of stock. So when I'm stocking 123 Stitch to wait to see if that color comes back in, because that's the one that is all the words. That color is in the words, it's in the raindrops, it's even in the umbrella. So yeah, so I gridded it so that I could move around as much as I needed to. So I decided to start on the ducks. So cute. And I also got to figure out how to personalize it for me and my husband. So I knew, you know, you buy some patterns, when you buy them, you know you're going to stitch them. That was one of them. I knew I was going to stitch it, so I tried to kit it up as best I could, but it still needed some threads. So there we are. And of course I had to pick an appropriate project bag for it. Alright, so let's talk quickly about... Alright, so for August, my whip go was Epic and Winter House. Epic had already gotten finished, so that was good. And then Winter House, you saw it, that's one of the reasons why I used it for so many of the extra credit prompts, because I needed 500 stitches on Winter House. And then moving into September, my whip go is Watermelon, which is the Little House Needleworks pattern that, gee, when did I buy that? I can't remember. The days just kind of blend together sometimes. I know I bought it on a retreat, or no, I saw it on a retreat. They didn't have the pattern, so I had to go online and buy it from Etsy. Someone had the little kit that it came in originally, and so I ordered that from Etsy. And the other project is Among Black Cats. So he's gonna be fun to stitch. I just have to find prompts that they will fit into. Actually, there's a good extra credit prompt this month that's just, you need to do 1,250 stitches for the number of rooms that are on the Disney Dream cruise ship. I think that's what it is. And I might use these two to knock out 1,000 of those stitches. We'll see. We'll see how it goes. Alright, update on What Whip. I have finished 2 of my projects, and so the Ellen Marastro was my second finish of the You Pledged 4 projects, and I've finished 2. You've seen Loki, he's very close, and Kathy's Violets, I only need to figure out what beads I want to put on it, and then she'll be done. So close. So close to actually finishing some challenges that I step up and decide to participate in. Alright, I am participating in the monthly magazine challenge that Carolyn Zook and Robin from Bird's Eye Stitches, I believe. Hopefully I got that right. I'm just going off the top of my head for this because I didn't put anything in my notes. So this month is the first month of the challenge, and it's a fall or autumn pattern. And I did not bring it in here with me, so I'll show it to you next time. It'll get started this month, and then it'll be in my whip pile. So I've decided to participate in that because I have all those patterns in the magazines that I want to start them, and I just never get around to it. So this is a good reason to just dig into them and find those patterns again. So that's pretty much that's everything I have for you guys today. Just a quick catch up. That way next month it'll be another quick catch up, and I don't have to do any massive updates. Hopefully, we'll see. I can't guarantee anything. But you guys, you take care. And I'll see you next time. Bye.